Hi everyone, I'm Russ.
I am Mark.
And this is a spirited endeavor.
Prime in the Pump edition.
That's right.
Okay, we got a fun one.
Yes, we do.
We have a really fun one this time. So this is Anita's. And this is by Burnt Church Distillery in South Carolina.
Yep.
It's a 6-grain whiskey.
It is, and it's a 6-grain whiskey, but it was sourced from Kentucky, and that kind of has me baffled because I don't know who in Kentucky is doing 6 grains.
I know, right? So it's corn, it's rye, wheat, malted barley, Carolina golden rice.
That's interesting.
Which is interesting, and oat.
That is also going to be interesting.
I know, right? So I'm kind of really interested to see what the oat and what the rice brings to the party here.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that they kind of showcase that. A lot of the ingredients are what you would expect and stuff that we've had before, but yeah, those two I'm really curious about.
Yeah, for sure. Now it's a 48.5 proof or ABV, I should say, and 97 proof.
Yeah.
So I mean, not a slouch.
No, I would expect there to be, plenty of flavor, I would hope.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not a 40%, but I'm really curious about this one.
Now, we've done some research, really didn't find a whole lot of details on this one.
No, there's probably stuff out there in the corners of the internet somewhere, but certainly just in the, Googling the distillery and taking a look, there wasn't a lot of information on it.
Yeah.
So so the whiskey's just going to have to, present.
Speak for itself.
Speak for itself.
Yep. Cool.
Right. Yeah, the bottle is really super cool too.
It is.
So they actually have this really cool little thing about the suffrage movement and the amendment to the Constitution guaranteeing the right to vote, which I thought was really cool. Yeah. Not that I think this whiskey had anything to do with that, but maybe.
Yeah, hey, it's an interesting talking point.
Yeah, but this bottle's super cool, and it's got a glass topper.
And a hell of a cork, apparently. Actually, I'm thinking that's synthetic, right?
No, that's glass.
So that is all glass, and it looks like a rubber seal.
Yeah, glass and a rubber seal. I've never seen that before.
That is kind of new.
That's really interesting, and it was in there pretty tight.
Yeah, it was. It was sealed.
That's what she said.
Sweet.
All right. Okay, well, let's
see what we got here.
See what we got.
So I think this one's aged a minimum of 2 years, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
so
that would be correct.
All right. Now, it's distilled in Kentucky and bottled in South Carolina. So I wonder how much of the aging was in South Carolina.
Ooh, good question.
In other words, did they buy the barrels and keep them stored in South Carolina, or how that happened? Because that's a pretty good amount of color to it.
Yeah, kind of wondering where it was blended.
Yeah.
Because rice whiskey. Now I've recently found a straight up rice whiskey, which we're going to do a review on coming up. So that's interesting. But
yeah, like I say, I can't think of any other distilleries that are really messing with that, but clearly there are.
Now that's got beautiful color to it.
It is absolutely gorgeous color.
Yeah, that is a nice golden, amber. Pretty good oils to it too.
Yeah, I'm noticing that myself.
Yeah.
Okay, gotta get a whiff.
All right, that's different. So it's, I get a little bit of ethanol in that.
I am too. For me, it comes across like your pretty standard bourbon, but it seems like just around the edges, there's a little something different to it, and I'm trying to parse that out.
So, I mean, it almost has like a candied mintiness to it, which I thought was interesting. So I mean, it reminds me of like those little peppermint candies around, the round little peppermint. I'm getting that on the nose.
The ones that always end up in a bowl in your grandmother's table.
And stay there forever.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Apparently they never age.
Yeah, there's a little oakiness in there, but not crazy.
No, I agree.
There is a sweetness in there, but I can't say that it is any particular type of sweetness. It's just like little sweetness.
Yeah, no, I would agree. It's not sharp. It's not subtle, but I mean, it's not sharp either. There's nothing unpleasant on the nose.
Yeah, but it's more and more candy-like as I keep nosing the glass.
I agree. Keeps getting a little sweeter for me.
Yeah, same. Yeah, and once that sort of ethanol sort of got out of the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a sweet.
Those oils really are impressive.
Yeah, that really is. I mean, for something as for something as not high proof.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
Yeah, it's presenting like something that is high proof.
Yeah, makes me wonder what the texture is going to be like.
All right, let's get into it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's got a little bite to it.
Oh man,
that's got a little chili pepper bite to it.
I'm happy because that is unique. That is not your typical bourbon. Mm-mm. There's definitely more going on here. That's pleasantly surprising.
Yes, for sure. Now, it does have more of like a traditional bourbon finish.
Yes.
But it takes a minute to get there. Mm-hmm. Actually, let me see if I can try to describe this.
I'll say it's not drying. Texture's gorgeous. Really nice oils on this one. Fantastic sweetness right off the bat. But it's a bit of a different sweetness, and I kind of have to go back to the candies you were mentioning. Right off the bat, I kind of get that candy.
The little minty candy. But it's not the, it's more like the the melt away ones on the tongue.
Yeah, not the hard candy.
Not the hard candy.
Yeah.
But like the softer, sugar, the powdered sugar, melt away ones.
Wow.
And then, it's got all the just layers of sweetness in there.
Yeah.
And that little chili pepper just kind of all over the place. That is interesting.
Nice little zip around the side of the tongue too. This is one that'll have your mouth watering, definitely.
But on the back end, I'm getting that bourbon caramel and a little bit of cherry on there.
Yeah. This is not what I would consider to be a bright, shiny whiskey. This is not quite to the dark, moody side of things, but kind of in the middle ground there. That sweetness up front is just gorgeous, though. And again, with that texture, that's not dessert, but I would not mind drinking it for dessert.
Yeah, and the more I drink it, the more of it there is.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It just sort of builds. It just keeps building.
Yeah, and there is a nice little peppery nature to it. Not overwhelming, but definitely present.
Yeah, absolutely. Like eating like a candied jalapeno.
Yeah. I gotta say, I tend to be a little skeptical sometimes when people source their whiskeys. Just because there are so many of them that are doing it and not really being transparent about it. This one, on the bottle it says very clearly that this was distilled in Kentucky and, bottled in South Carolina. That's a damn good whiskey.
That is a damn good whiskey.
That's a damn good whiskey.
I know, and it was actually kind of a bargain. I think it was $44 for that.
Holy crap. Yeah, I might have to go looking for that one myself. That's good.
Yeah. And the bottle is gorgeous, and the this is this was a find.
Wow. Yeah, at that price point, I might have to jump on that. Now, can't really say what the rice is bringing to it or what the oats are bringing to it because I don't have a point of reference there. But I can certainly say that this is a very unique whiskey.
For sure. It's more than just a typical bourbon.
Yeah.
It does go that little step beyond and brings some really interesting flavors to the party.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Well, what are you thinking on our scale, man?
Oh, I'm saying a 4. I think that's a good solid 4.
I'm gonna go a little nuts and say that's a 5 for me.
Ooh,
I really dig that.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, and I think as you keep going back to it, you're going to get more and more and more, and I'm not finding any off notes on it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what I'd like to do is revisit this one.
Yeah.
Maybe under a different circumstance, or maybe after trying something else.
Yeah.
For certainly we have the rice, the rice whiskey. It'd be really interesting to kind of see what we get out of the two, between the two.
Yeah, I would agree. It would also be interesting to find something that leaned more heavily towards the oats, because that's something new as well. And I can't say that I've really seen anything on the shelf, but now that I know about it, I think I'm going to have to start looking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I might revise my my score a little bit later on with a little bit of time, but I'm still trying to figure this one out. And it's like once I actually get more of those pieces in place, then I might revise that.
Well, like I said, at that price point, if I can find a bottle, it's going to end up on the shelf.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. I hope you had a good time.
We sure did.
Take care.
Catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Son of a bitch.
Damn.
That was a pleasant surprise.
Oh, wow.